good afternoon, and good evening, depending on the time zone you are present in. Thanks a lot to Gapki for once again inviting me to share my thoughts with the mover and shaker of edible oil world. Let me first introduce my organizations. The Solvent Extractors Association of India, better known to you all as SC of India, is the premier and the largest association of vegetable oil in India, similar to what GAPKI is in Indonesia. My organization is an NGO and the trade promotion organizations recognized by the government of India. Oilseed crushers, importers, exporters, refiners, and the service provider are the members of my association. We work with the industry players, government agencies, the decision makers, and the multiple global organizations, governments to promote the growth and the development of the trade and the industry within borders as well as across the borders. Before I start my presentations, let me recap the views I said at IPOC 2020. Last year on 3rd December, I had presented my paper at IPOC 2020 and presented my views and the projections for the year 2021. As I mentioned last year, the demand remained subdued due to high prices and corona affecting the domestic consumption, and the import remained stagnant around 30 million tons. Also, I had indicated that government of India may tinker with the import duty to cool down the prices. Since the last year, GOI has lowered the custom duty 5 times in a year. Let us look at the COVID situation in India. India witnessed the second wave of COVID-19 in April and May 21. The second wave created the panic in the country as the daily cases touched nearly half a million across the country. The central government and the state government acted swiftly to check the rising cases and parallelly fast-track the vaccination drive. Our government had targeted to achieve the 1 billion people vaccination by end of December 21, which was completed by end of October 21, that is 2 months earlier than the targeted time. As I speak, my country has vaccinated more than 1.17 billion people, which I believe is a phenomenal task for a country like India. India is a hub for manufacture of vaccine in the world and has supplied more than 71 million vaccine doses to nearly 100 countries across the globe and continuing the supply to the needy nations. As on day, India is back to near normal with the required precaution and care in practice. Palm oil demand has recovered as HoReCa segment is back to normal, and therefore the demand for palm oil is rising. Let me touch the status of Indian economy. You can see the chart, and this I have plotted Indian agriculture as well as GDP growth in the last few years as well as the projected. India is the world's 6th largest economy with GDP at a US dollar 3.5 trillion. International Monetary Fund projects the India to be the fastest growing economy in the world, 9.1% GDP growth in 21-22 and 8.5 projected growth in year 2023. For the financial year 2021, the agri GDP growth is forecasted at 4.8%. In India, the inflation is under control and hovering around just 4 to 4.5 in range of 4 to 4.5%. Agriculture sector contributes more than 60% of the country's GDP and employs more than 40% of the labor forces. Of the overall export by the country, agriculture sector contributed 12%, and of the overall imports by the country, it comprised of 5.5%. The forex reserves are as of October and stood at US dollar 642 billion. Now let us look at the edible oil scenario in India. India grows the various type of oilseeds over 28 million hectares of land, depending on the climatic condition at respective location. India was fortunate to have the normal rain in the last 3 years, and average production of oilseed is estimated between 28 to 30 million tons, apart from 11 million tons of the cotton seed and 500,000 tons of copra or dry coconut. The total turnover of the vegetable oil industry is over $35 billion, employing about 1 million people. Apart from 20 million farmers are engaged in growing the oilseed in the country. Now let us look at the current status of the Indian oilseed sector. As I said earlier, India was blessed with the normal monsoon once again and harvested the record soybean crop to the tune of 12 million ton, groundnut at about 8 million ton, and expecting the Rep mustard crop is up by at least 10 to 15% and is likely to be in the range of 10 million ton. This will augment the domestic availability of edible oil by 1 million ton in the country. The current prevailing price of soybean is much higher at Indian rupees 6,100 per quintal, while Rep mustard is at Indian rupee 8,600 per quintal. The domestic price of vegetable oils moves in tandem with the international price, which may shrink, I'm repeating, the demand of edible oil in the current year, and therefore we don't see any growth in the import of edible oil in the current year. Let us look at the production of oilseed in India. Before we arrive the availability of oils, let us view the oilseed production status and availability of oil from the domestic primary and secondary sources. India harvests 2 crops in a year. In summer, the main crops are soybean and groundnut, while in winter, the farmers harvest the rapeseed. Let us look at this table in oilseed in India. As I said, India produces varieties of oilseed depend upon the climatic condition, water availability, preference for certain oil, etc. In down south, states like Kerala and Tamil Nadu grow the coconut, while the groundnut is grown mainly in the Gujarat, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, and other places. Soybean is mainly grown in Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, and that is a central part of India, while rapeseed is grown in the northern India and eastern India. Total domestic availability of vegetable oil from primary and secondary sources ranges between 8.5 to 9.5 million tons per annum. In secondary source, India produces about 1 million tons of the rice bran oil and about 1.1 million tons of cottonseed oil, apart from small quantity of vegetable oil from tree-borne oilseeds and the domestic CPO. Let us look at the Indian oil consumption in India. India produces the various types of oils and also imports large quantity of palm oil, soybean oil, and sunflower oil. Let us look at the consumption pattern in the next slides here. You can see from this slide, the palm oil accounts for nearly 37% of the total consumption of edible oil, followed by soybean oil at 22.5% and Rep mustard at 12.1%. Palm oil is a more popular in the hospitality, restaurants, and catering. That we call the HoReCa segment, while raw mustard oil, popularly known as a Kachi Ghani, is in demand in northern and eastern India. Sunflower oil and coconut oil are preferred in South India. Rice bran oil as a health oil and cottonseed oil as a good frying oil also gaining popularity in India. Now look at this map of India. I had divided this India into 4 zones. And also you can read the zone-wise consumption. Let me tell you, India has 28 states and 8 union territories. Each of the states have a diverse and unique history, ethnicity, culture, dialect, food habits, geographical conditions, weather, demography, and also consuming, buying, and consumption behaviors. Edible oil consumption varies from state to state. Not only sometimes even if you see the within the state, the consumption pattern varies also. Now look at here. The 4 zones I am showing here: North India, West India, South India, and Eastern India. With that, the consumption of various oil in that each zone. Consumption of palm oil in India dominates the overall consumptions across all 4 zones in India. More than 60% of the South India and close to 50% of East India consume the palm oil. Let me tell you, perception of the palm oil as a cheap oil need to be changed across India, which may encourage the larger consumption of palm oil. This is very, very important for my friend from the Indonesia and Malaysia who are supplying palm oil to this part of the world. Now, this slide shows where the palm oil is being consumed. Major segment of palm oil consumption is the HoReCa, hospitality, restaurants, and catering. Palm oil is the best known for the multi-time frying property, cost efficiency, and affordability by the oil concerned. Due to COVID-19, there was a fall of 30% in the consumption of palm oil during 2019 and 20. However, with the near normal situation, the demand from HoReCa segment has slowly recovered and back on the track. Now let us turn to import of edible oil to India. Very, very important topic for all those who are listening to me today. To bridge the gap between the demand and supply, India resorted to import since 1990. In the initial period, the import volume was low. However, since oilseed production is more or less stagnant in the last few years, the quantum of import is rising. In fact, in 2018-19, India imported the highest quantity of edible oil, that is 14.9 million tons. However, in the last 2 years, import volume reduced to about 13 million tons, mainly due to higher domestic production and same time lower demand due to corona and also high price lead to the demand recession. Let me tell you, apart from the edible oil, India also import about 0.4 to 0.5 million tons of non-edible oils like CPS, PFAD for the industrial usage, particularly in the oleochemical industry. Now let us look at the ratio between the crude and refined oil imported by India. India mainly imports edible oil in the crude form and refines it domestically. This helps the India for better utilization of the capacity. We have in India, the capacity utilization is hardly 50% of the refining capacity. In the past, the ratio between the crude and refined oil was 80-20, means 80% crude and 20% refined oil. However, to regulate the import of refined oil, Government of India placed the RBD Olein in restricted list on 8 January 2019, which led to higher import of crude oil, and nearly today we are importing 95% of edible oil in the crude form. Again, within the import basket, let us look at palm oil and soft oil ratio. Palm oil import sharply increased to 8.3 million ton from 7.2 million ton in previous year due to reduction in import duty on CPO and lifting the restriction for the import of RBD palm oil. This chart is very, very important. This shows what is the stock position at port and the pipeline. When I say pipeline, it means the available from the import as well as the domestic sources. Let me tell you, India consumes on an average 1.8 million tons of edible oil per month sourced from the domestic and import. The current stock in the ports and pipeline, the last one stock I'm talking, is about 1.7 million tons as compared to 1.58 million tons last November. Earlier, Indian refiners used to work on 30 to 35 days inventory. However, due to increase in the import prices, Indian refiners now work on 20 to 25 days inventory only, or sometimes I've seen they work on a very low inventory. This is a very important subject for each of you. Let us look at the CI price prevailing during 2021. The last 1 year, CI Indian prices for RBD palm oil has gone up by 59%, CPO by 68%, soya by 47%, and sunflower oil 29% due to hike in the international prices. The local prices moved in tandem with the increase in CI prices. This made the import expensive and compelled the government of India to reduce the duty to provide some relief to the consumer. You can see from the slide, at least 5 times duty has been changed over the 1 year. In fact, in November 20, the government changed the duty of edible oil 5 times to control the domestic prices. The current effective duty on crude palm oil is just 8.25%, crude soybean oil and sunflower oil at 5.5%. But let me tell you, this duty is valid until 31st March 2020 only. In other words, thereafter, the duty will be reverted to earlier rates prevailing till 11 September 2021, which you can see from in the third column of this table, which means that the duty would be higher by 16 to 22% with effect from 1st April 2022. As I said, India imports large quantity of edible oil from various countries. India mainly imports the palm oil from Indonesia and Malaysia, while soya oil mainly from Argentina and Brazil. And recently we started importing from USA also, the sunflower oil from Ukraine and Argentina, depending upon the price parity and spread between the palm oil and soft oils. Indonesia's share of the palm oil import by India earlier was nearly 70 to 75%, means 70% from Indonesia and 20 to 25% from Malaysia. However, the share is reduced in favor of Malaysia as heavy export duty and levy being imposed by Indonesia, discouraging the Indian refiners to buy from Indonesia. In the current calendar year, from January to September 21, India imported about 3.1 million tons from Indonesia, while 2.65 million tons from Malaysia in the ratio of 55-45. It means we bought 55% from the Indonesia and 45% from Malaysia, which was earlier 20 to 25% only. On an average, India also imports 3 to 3.5 million tons of soybean oil and about 2.5 million tons of sunflower oil. The quantum depends upon the price spread between soya and sun oil. Now let us look at the oil palm situation in India. I've shown on the chart the potential area versus cultivated area and also the state-wise production of the palm oil in India. As I said earlier, palm oil constitutes nearly 37% of edible oil demand in country, and out of which 97% of this demand for the palm oil is met through the import and hardly 3% from the domestic production. India has a potential to cultivate oil palm in 1.93 million hectares. Despite being the smallholder crop for the last 30 years, only 350,000 hectares has been converted to oil palm plantation as of now. This is just 18.4% of the potential area brought to the oil palm in the last 30 years. Andhra Pradesh and Telangana together contribute about 200,000 hectares, more than 54% of the total area planted under the oil palm in India. Till fiscal year 20, the production of total fresh fruit bunches, that's called FFB, is around 2.1 million tons, and the total crude palm oil, that is CPO production, is about 350,000 tons, which is around 1 ton of the palm oil per hectare. Let me clarify. At least 50% oil palm are the mature, whereas which are old by 2 to 3 or 4 years old, and they are not fruiting at the moment. The government of India is very much concerned about rising the imports of palm oil and plans to explore the full potential of oil palm cultivation in India. To encourage the domestic production of palm oil, the government of India recently announced a massive 5-year oil palm program with an outlay of $1.5 billion over the next 5 years period. Under this program, the government has assured the farmer, the price to the farmers, also targeted to reach 1 million hectares by 2025 and 1.8 million hectares by 2029 to 30 from the current level of 350,000 hectares only. The government has also targeted to produce 1 million ton of palm oil by 2025-26 from the current production of 350,000 metric tons. Government under this program targeted to produce 2.8 million tons of CPO by 2020-30. Government is also focusing on the new area like Northeast and Andaman for developing the oil palm. Let us look at what is stored for India in the next few years. Very, very important for us. Look at this chart where I've shown the oilseed production, vegetable demand, and of course, imports. The question is whether India will be able to beat this growing demand. Oilseed production is projected around, the oilseed production is projected to increase from current level of 28 to 30 million tons to 38 to 40 million tons by 25-26. And vegetable production is projected to increase by 3 million tons to around 13 million tons. Against this, India's consumption or demand for vegetable oil would be around 26 million tons. This gap of about 12 to 13 million tons is expected to bridge through the imports. The quantum and type of the oil import will depend on the price parity and the spread between the palm oil and soft oils. What is the long-term projection for the consumptions? Let me say, edible oil consumption in 2018-19 was 22.5 million tons. However, during the last 2 years, due to domestic high production as well as high price in the last 1 year, and also due to Corona, the demand has been squeezed to some extent. With availability of recent population data, I have revised the current estimate at 22.5 million tons, considering the current population of 1.36 billion and per capita consumption about 16 kg per person. Since the business and the civil life is nearly normal, the growth is back to track. I'm expecting the consumption growth between 2 to 3% in the next 5 years. With the assumed growth, the demand for edible oil is estimated to be in the range of 25.5 million to 27 million ton by 25-26. India also consumes the milk fats like ghee and butter in sizable quantity, and about 1 million tons of vegetable oil is being used for industrial purpose, which is excluded in the numbers shown here in my chart. There is hardly any production of biodiesel in India, as the feedstock is very, very expensive, and it makes no sense to produce the biodiesel in India. Now let us look at the outlook for 2020-22. That is November 21 to October 22. India is a very price-sensitive market, and current high price is one of the barriers for growth in the demand. My assessment is India is likely to import similar quantity of oil as compared to last year, that is 13 million ton palm oil import. No, I'm sorry. The last year, the 13 million ton, the palm oil import could be 7.8 to 8 million ton, while soft oil could be 5.2 to 5.3 million tons. The current price spread encourages the larger import of sunflower oil over the SBO and also soft oil over the palm oil. Let me summarize my presentation. With the current high price of edible oil, the domestic consumption has been affected, resulting in the demand destruction. For the oil year 2022, the domestic production as well as consumption of edible oils is likely to increase only by 500,000 ton. Import of edible oil during 21-22 will be around 13 million ton, similar to what we had last 2 years. With the COVID-19 situation is nearing normalcy, overall demand has seen recovery, including the HoReCa segment. Import of RBD palm oil is freely allowed right now till 31st December 2021. But if this is not extended, it will be replaced by the CPO. Current duty, as announced on 14th October 2021 on CPO, SBO, and SFO, is only valid only up to 31st March 2022. Thereafter, the duty will be reverted to the earlier rate prevailing as on 11th September 2021, which means that the duty would be higher by 60 to 20% on the above products, with effect from 1st April 2022. Indian bulk consumers are very sensitive to the price and shift to the other oils in no time. Particularly, if the price goes up the palm, they move to the soya, they move to the cottonseed oil, they move to the other oils, and so on. Lastly, Indonesia is losing its share in the Indian market to Malaysia due to high export duty and levy. The government of Indonesia must revisit this duty structure to maintain their share in the Indian markets. Terima kasih, and I'll be pleased to answer your question if any. And once again, thank you, GAPKI, for inviting me to this August gathering.